Hi students, welcome to BA 130. This is section 63908, Introduction to Spanish Bilingual Interpreting. This is the first time that I'm teaching this class as an 8-week class. So welcome, we're in this journey together. Very fast-paced course. You're going to have 2 sections, 2 modules opening up every week. So there's going to be more assignments than you would expect in a 16-week class. We're going to cover all the material from the 16-week class in a very fast-paced 8 weeks. But please don't stress. I'm going to guide you with audios and remind you of deadlines. And this is the syllabus review, which I'm going to go over some of the topics that you will be covering, just as a heads up so you know what to expect. First of all, again, this is Introduction to Spanish Bilingual Interpreting, BA 130. My name is Lillian de la Torre, and I'm adjunct faculty at Santa Ana College. I've been teaching at Santa Ana College since 2018. In the Spanish interpreting program, we have grown dramatically. We have students now as part of the online community college. We have students from all parts of California joining our program. So welcome, whether you are in the certificate program or you're in the associate degree program. We welcome you. We have great instructors in the program with years of translation and interpreting industry, myself included. Yes, I want to brag about my more than 10-15 years working as an interpreter and translator. The course description: in this class, you're going to learn the careers as an interpreter or translator. What are some of the various industries and what are the requirements to employ you in this amazing field? Whether it be that you're going to go in medical, legal, government, education, we're going to cover different industries and their requirements. The learning outcomes. Make sure you pay attention to this because this is going to be in your quiz. This is actually a question here in the quiz. You're going to have to write them. By the end of this class, the student will be able to identify interpreter and translate career opportunities. We're going to go over the job outlook for this field. Demonstrate proper grammatical use of business, legal, medical, and education terminology in both English and Spanish. And yes, you're going to do written translation from English to Spanish and from Spanish to English. So you must be fluent in Spanish and English. I know some students have contacted me throughout the years asking me the same question, whether they need to be fluent in both languages, and the answer is yes. Now, if you are a native speaker Spanish and you need to work on your English, I highly recommend you enrolling in an English class and vice versa if you need to reinforce your Spanish, because this is not, we're not going to go over major syntax. You're supposed to already be prepared, well prepared in language development in both, so that you can write effective written communication in Spanish and English. You're going to translate and interpret basic forms and letters, business, medical, and legal, and also education, and understand and identify the responsibilities of interpreters and translators related to conduct, civic duties, and code of ethics. So we will review the code of ethics from the American Translator Association. For those of you that are not familiar with Canvas, Canvas is our learning management system here at the college. I do have some students that are new, and I have some returning students, so thank you for taking another class with me. And then we also have adults returning to school after various years. I'm very eager to learn more about you in the introductions in week 1. Here, when you come into the homepage, you're going to see, and this is the desktop version, because when you download Canvas as a student on your smart devices, be it an iPad or an iPhone, the feature is going to look very different. So I'm only going over the desktop version. Here you're going to find the home, and from the home is where you're going to have your announcements. I post weekly announcements to guide you with deadlines and important reminders. This is where you're going to find the syllabus, which we're going to review right now. Your modules, very important. This is where you click to go to your modules. Modules are sections, and I'm going to open, I go module 1 by week 1, module 2 meaning week 2. So you're going to have 2 modules opening per week. This is in case you need to meet with me. I'm very open to having office hours and you need to meet with me. We will connect here inside of Canvas if I assign you an office hours, or when we review for the final, you're going to come here, you're going to click, and then you're going to hit on join. There's nothing scheduled right now, but when there is, it will say join the meeting, and then you will see here the time, and then you will just hit join the meeting. So it's Zoom inside of the learning management system. In the assignments, you'll be able to see your assignments, discussion, grades, quizzes. And here, please do so now. If you do not have the Office 365, it's free to our students at Santa College. So please download Words, because that's the only thing that I accept as a submission. You're going to have to do written submissions, and I only accept Words. Pages in Mac are not compatible to Canvas. You cannot upload Pages, and you cannot upload Google Docs. So please, the very first thing you need to do ASAP, if you do not have yet Word and the other suite of 365, then please do download them. You have them for free. Go to self-service and download them. The attendance will be taken weekly by your participation, and also by you doing and responding and doing your post in the discussion. NetTutor, if you need some help with any writing, you can go here in NetTutor. That's the online tutoring services. Here in Studio, I'm encouraging some of you are more artistic, but I would like for you all to try to think out of the box and either record an audio or a video introduction for your discussion. That's optional, but you would go here in Studio and you would be recorded there, and from there just add it to your assignment. Again, this is Big Blue Button in case we need to meet, and then you have the Neely Library resources, which I highly encourage you to use. Here is the inbox. If you need to contact me, please do so here first. This is my first option to contact and communicate with you. Very open line of communication. If there's anything going on, let me know. If there's a reason for you not participating, let me know. And we can work around it. So here is the inbox, and this is how I also communicate with you. The second option is through my email at Santa College, and you will find that in my bio and my contact information. Here in the account, I want you to put your picture in your profile, because this is an online class. It's asynchronous. We do not meet. It's self-paced, but you do have deadlines every week. But I am giving you points to post your picture here. We don't want to have someone just a blank face. So this is part of having a high quality online course where we communicate with each other. I communicate with you in the post. You reply to there's engagement, you reply to other classmates, we have a conversation, but we also want to see a face there. Okay, so getting back to the syllabus. The syllabus is very important. You're going to have a quiz in week 2. So here for the syllabus, another very important thing are the dates. For the 8-week class, you have different dates. So the dates here for withdrawing. So our class starts October 13. It ends December 7th. The last day to add a class is October 22nd. The last day to drop with a W is November 23rd. The last drop day without a W is October 22nd. Okay, so the last day to add and the last day to drop, October 22nd. The last day to get a refund is October 22nd. So here in the syllabus, please note that there are 2 modules that open per week, but some of them have different dates. So it's key that you pay attention. For example, this first week, I'm going to open module 1 and module 2. In module 1, I go over the concepts of what are the foundations for interpreting translations, cultural differences, very important terminology. What is colloquial? What is regionalism? And what is, slang when it comes to interpreting? And what are the 3 modes of interpreting? So this is key. This is just your intro, your intro material. Very important. And also you're going to have a syllabus quiz due in module 2, which is going to go over this material. It's going to ask you, when is this due? When is that due? So everything is here. There are no surprises. And you also have a study guide for that. You're going to do a colloquial language. You're going to review the videos there, the Laro's videos on colloquial language in Mexico. And if you're from another country, you're going to find it very familiar. Apply it to your own country of origin and share with us what are some of the colloquial words. Now you're going to have access to a Google Doc. You're going to go to the Google Doc, a slide, not a dog. And in that slide, you're going to add your own colloquial words. And then you're going to come back to Canvas and you're going to answer the questions that are posted there for you to answer in regards to your experience doing that. So you're just going to leave the Google slide alone. You're just going to come back into Canvas. This is a part 2 exercise, and about 60% of the students do not follow instructions. So please make sure that you are the exception and you are going to follow instructions. And then discussion, very important in the discussion for you to introduce yourself, share with the class what are your goals. If you already have experience in the industry, please do share that. And then we're going to go right into doing an assessment, because we want to do a pre-assessment and this an assessment towards the end of the class to see how you have grown professionally in the interpreting and translation different concepts. So here we're going to use the Judicial Council assessment. You do not need to submit a PDF for that, and I repeated a couple times in the assignment. All you need to do is do the self-assessment on your own and then answer the questions in Canvas. So for this one, you're not going to have, even if you're not in the legal industry or have an interest, it doesn't matter. Just apply it to the industry that you want. But again, it's just for yourself. I want you to keep it in a file because I want you to compare at the end of the semester the differences. Like, what area have you grown? Have you grown in perhaps in the reading or listening comprehension? So I want you to see here module, even though I open 2 modules, the first one is due October 19 and the deadline here is October 26. That way you get a head start. But then you got to pay attention. This is where it gets tricky. The second week I open module 3 and I open module 4. But this module for week 3 or module 3 is due October 26, the same date as module 2. And then module 4 is going to be open and it's due November 2nd. The following week, I'm going to open module 5 and module 6. And this one is also due November 2nd. November 9 is going to be due the same as this. So there's always going to be 2 modules that are due on the same date. The very first week, I'm only going to have 1 module to give you a head start. And then towards the end, it gets a little complicated because we have 3 modules. But one of them you're going to be studying for the finals. So don't stress right now. I will be guiding and giving you more information as we get closer to those dates. And here the week 15 before our final is the week of Thanksgiving. So here I'm going to give you this self-check is for you how to prepare for the final. And then along module 13 and 14, I'm going to have open office hours for you to drop in case you have any questions to prepare for the final. The final exam is all multiple choice. Very, very easy. Multiple choice, true and false, and matching. Very, very easy. I give you study guides as well of what's going to be in the final. Open book, it's asynchronous, so it's definitely open book. So the topics that we're going to cover again are on the first, we're going to go over the basic concepts of interpreting translation. Then we're going to take it we're going to take it a notch, 2 notches up in module 4. You're going to write your translation from English to Spanish. You're going to do a media article. You're going to be listening to podcasts that are related to the industry, also TED Talks. For those of you that are not familiar, you're also going to have to do TED Talks that are related to the industry. And then once you do your translation, you're also going to do an audio of your translation in the following week. Then we're going to go into education. So we're going to touch on some business interpreting, social media, and then we're going to do education for 3 modules. And then we're going to do medical for 3 modules. And then the last 3 modules have to do with legal. You're going to be doing an arraignment. You're going to go over what are some of the needs in the California laws and how to prepare to be a court interpreter. And then we'll have our final. So once again, this you'll find here in the syllabus. Please make sure you download here when there's an arrow pointing down. That's how you can download your Word document. I also have it in PDF here. If you prefer to have it in PDF, make sure that you download them and keep them in files. And also, if you want to have the Mercy Reader on the top of the screen, you can click on it, Mercy Read it, and have the syllabus read to you. Okay. Accessible. So that's one of the options there. And then on your modules, always start from top to bottom. On your modules, you're going to have my welcome audio. I always have either a welcome video or welcome audio. For this class, I have a welcome audio, and then I go right into your syllabus review. So you're going to have your welcome audio, and then you're also going to have information related to the many resources that we have in Santa Ana College above Module 1, and then my instructor contact and bio is there. My instructor portfolio, you can have an idea of what I've worked on in the last 20 years, what kind of projects, mostly written translations. And then make sure that you go over this, especially if you're new to Canvas, customize your Canvas settings, Canvas course, sure, get familiarized with Canvas. How do you get accommodations from the DSP office? If you do have a letter, make sure you send me that letter so I can make adjustments. And then if you happen to have a question, just go here in the student lounge. Anything general, or you want to post something for the rest of the class, like, hey, there's an internship opportunity here, volunteer opportunity here, this is when you can do so. We also have access to the Pronto app. This is like our own chat, and you can also post information there. Just select the class and all your classmates will be able to see that. For those of you that have the Pronto app in your phone, you'll be able to see that as well. I do encourage all of you to download the Canvas app on your phones for readily available content. But do make sure that when you text, you do not write like a text message to me and put I in lowercase, okay? Because I do take points if you're writing like it's a text message in your assignments. Extra credit, very important that you do the SAC quest for online success orientation, especially this is not your first online class at SAC. You already have this, so just upload it and I will give you 50 points. And if you have not taken it, please go. It shows up as a course in your dashboard for you to do your student online orientation. Very important to do that. Here you're going to again make sure that you use all the resources we have at Santa Ana College, student services, health and wellness, the library. You could even borrow laptops. So here is everything where to access computers, information about our pantry, student resources, etc. This is this is a zero text cost class. So here I give you glossaries for business, education, medical, and legal. There's also a sign language interpreting book, the shortcuts for how to mark the accents in your computer. And then here's the student, this is optional, make a copy in Google Slides. On this one, I created a planner for you. There's some of you that are very, very well organized, but some of you need more help. So I created a planner so you can plan the dates of what you have here. This is just a refresher for those of you that need refresher in Spanish. The main syntax and main grammar rules, you can find them here. This is for those of you that are in the certificate program or in the associate degree. You might not know, but you might have a lot of units already that you maybe could do a substitute one class for another. And then here you will find all the information in our new brochure. And then the course substitution, this happens a lot, especially with the students that already have a degree or a master's and are coming back to take this program. There's many classes that you can use to substitute some of the requirements. So make sure you also review that. And here are our completion forms. If you're all closer to completing our program, make sure that you meet with a counselor and that you do fill your certificate graduation petition form, okay, so that you can get your certificate on time. I've also created an app for those students that are interested in the legal world. So make sure that you try my app to prepare for the California Court Interpreters exam, and it's a written exam. That's the first step for you to move to be able to do consecutive and sight and simultaneous interpreting. So this is a teaching grant that I receive, and you could see my digital lab there. And then always start from top to bottom. So you will go in the introduction, then you would see, in this case, the syllabus, this video, and then what is the introduction and mode of interpreting. That's the video lecture. So you would go there. And then here are resources for you. What kind of resources? This you need to review before you do your assignments. And then you will find your assignments. Okay. See how it's here. It says October 19. And then you would do the same thing for module 2. And those will be due October 26. But there's 2 modules that are going to be open the first week and so forth. So I know this is a lengthy video, but because again, this is a very heavy packed class, it really was really a merit that I explained to you in detail the topics and how you're going to have very good planning abilities and good study skills to make it in this class, but I'm sure you will make it. So thank you for taking this class, and I look forward to getting to know all of you.